Brought to you by Penguin. Your Baby Week by Week by Dr Caroline Fertleman and Simone Cave. Read by Willow Nash. Introduction. Everyone tells you babies don't come with a manual. Well, maybe they're wrong, because here it is. We've written Your Baby Week by Week to gently guide you through the incredible first 6 months of your baby's life. We aim to hold your hand during those stressful times when every cry will set your heart racing, and every snuffle will send you running to the doctor. Of course, we understand parents are hungry for facts about their newborns. Why are they awake most of the night? Is their poo normal? And are they feeding properly? And yet we also realise how exhausted you'll be feeling. Even finding time to eat breakfast can be a struggle, so doing in-depth research on jaundice is the last thing you'll feel like. This is why we've given you all the facts you'll need for each week in the first 6 months of your baby's life, and presented them in a simple, easy-to-follow format. Each chapter is broken into clear sections covering a full range of practical issues, from sleeping and crying to nappies and when to call a doctor. Beginning with week 0, when your baby is first born, we explain everything from how many wet nappies you can expect over 24 hours to how long your baby may sleep and cry for. We've tried to describe every possible event that can occur in that first week, so have included detailed information about your midwife's visits, how to spot if your baby is dehydrated, and whether he's feeding properly. We've even put in a What's Happening to Mum section, which tells you, among other things, which day the baby blues are likely to kick in. In this updated edition, we've also added in an Easing into Parenthood section in some chapters, with practical tips for both parents. This comprehensive detail continues throughout the book, and each chapter tells you what you need to know for a particular week. You'll notice we always refer to your baby in this book as he. This is simply because we, the authors, have 6 children between us, 4 of which are boys. We could just as easily have said she, and probably would have done if we'd had more daughters. In our book Baby to Toddler Month by Month, which follows on from this one, we refer to your child as she. We know small groups of parents with babies the same age gather up and down the country earnestly comparing notes about their babies. So we've given this book the reassuring voice of a good friend, who is also an experienced mum, a consultant paediatrician, and just happens to have a baby who was born in the same week as yours. The philosophy. While researching this book, we noticed baby experts fall into 2 main groups. There are those who recommend a strict routine with regular feeding and sleeping times, and those who emphasize the importance of following your baby's demands by ignoring the clock and letting your baby do what he wants to. Both of these approaches have a lot of advantages and disadvantages, which is why we've taken a middle-of-the-road, best-of-both-worlds approach. But it's important to point out babies change so rapidly during the early months that guidance needs to adapt quickly too. Advice that's relevant for a 2-week-old isn't necessarily suitable for a baby who's 6 weeks old. And this is where giving week-by-week advice comes into its own. For example, during the first few weeks, you definitely need to take more of an Earth Mother approach, cuddling and feeding your baby around the clock. This is crucial to his development, and it can actually be dangerous to only feed your baby at regular intervals at this stage because he could well end up dehydrated. Caring for your baby in this way allows you to be disorganized and chaotic in the early weeks, which will reduce your stress considerably. But if you continue this very relaxed, unstructured approach, you may find yourself exhausted if, at 6 weeks, your baby is still demanding to be fed every hour and refuses to sleep unless he's in your arms. That's why we've included a step-by-step sleep program, giving tips relevant to a particular week.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?